I was just looking at how beautiful these guys are, and I was thinking, oh, I don't really need to wait another couple of weeks to plant these. Like, they're really, like, growing. And then I look back at my notes and I realized in a previous video I said that these were planted this month, or last month, October. But they were actually planted in September, which makes more sense about the size that they are. So they were planted September 27th. And so they are now, and they sprouted really quickly, by the way. I was really surprised at how quickly they sprouted. So they're around the 1 month mark. And so I'm going to start getting these set out in various places throughout the farm. Most of these will be grown in the high tunnel. Some will be grown in some raised beds. And yesterday we planted our garlic. So I thought it would be a good idea. There was a little bit of space left towards the end of the bed where I could probably fit 3 of these. So let's see, that one, well, that's got 2 good sized ones. I guess I could just Alright, so we're going to take that one, and oh, this has got 3. I do have a raised bed area down there that I need to weed, where I could possibly plant some more. I'm going to take these 2. I'm going to take these 2 here. They're nice and healthy. I'm just so proud of these. These are by far the best looking cauliflower seedlings or starts I have ever done, and I am probably gonna do it this way forever now, because I'm just like over the moon. They are so healthy looking. They are nice, strong, sturdy stems that they have, and they're just perfect to me. Now, this, I'm sure there's someone somewhere, probably not too far, maybe even, a neighbor that has probably grown some that looked even better. But for me, these are the best ones, and I am proud of me, okay? Growth happens sometimes unexpectedly, and it's amazing how our mistakes can sometimes yield the best results. Like, you make a mistake, you try to salvage it, and then you end up with something great. I had a friend that just came to that realization recently, and it's something that I really appreciate myself. Usually from my mistakes, I learn how to do things better, which you can see here. I want to show you guys how I plant my cauliflower, so stay tuned. Okay, so when it comes to growing cauliflower, like so many of our vegetables, it does need a good soil that's rich in compost, organic matter, and things like that. Just nothing special you really need to do. But you do want to make sure that you fertilize with a balanced fertilizer. It's going to need a good bit of nitrogen, but it's also going to need a good bit of potassium and phosphorus. The nitrogen, of course, for the leaves, and the potassium and phosphorus are going to help when it comes to forming those heads. So what we've done is we've amended this bed with bone meal, and because we're planting in here, the majority of this bed was planted out with garlic. Bone meal was pretty important, but I knew I was going to be planting some type of leafy green today, so I did hold off on going back and fertilizing with fish emulsion. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant these, and then I'm going to come back through and I'm going to water with about a gallon of fish emulsion. So that will give us some nitrogen, that will give us some phosphorus, that will give us some potassium, and we should be in a good position to give these plants a good start to growing. Let's get started. All right, and you can see this is our bed that we did our garlic in. We planted it, and then we covered with leaf mulch, and that is basically what we're going to do in this one section over here. So I think that's a good spot for about 3 cauliflower. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a good section. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do the same cover with leaf mulch. Now, I did not come out prepared to do a video today. I just decided last minute, so forgive me. I'm going to dig a hole here for our transplants. And simply going to flip them out. Well, they're not wanting to flip out, so let me just easily pull them out. And they've got a really nice, real nice root system on them. Looking good, looking good. Yes. That is I'm so excited about this. Like, super excited about this technique of growing them. All right, so I'm gonna try to separate these with my hand here. Okay, got one. Into the hole we go. And we're just gonna cover. Okay, now how far you go up, I'm gonna leave that to you. And I know that there's recommendations on how to do this. What I have found in some cases, because remember, this is not the first year that my cauliflower got leggy. Last year we were able to save it. In the past, when the cauliflower has been leggy, I have just planted it all the way up to like the area where it starts to bend, so it doesn't break on itself. And I tend to plant my cauliflower deep. So, but I did go a little bit too far on this one. So, that's about where you want to go as far as the depth. You can see there. Do not know how far in that is, but you can get a visual on that. Okay? Now, when we grew these last year, they did not take up a lot of space, but I wonder if they would have gotten a little bit bigger if I would have given them more space. So I am going to only plant 3, and I'm guessing we're going to go about 8 to 10 inches apart. Okay, so there you have it. They're probably like 1.5 feet apart, and I'm looking and I'm just like, oh, that's a lot of space that's not being used. So I decided to go back and get some of our onion starts. Wasn't going to be setting out onions anytime soon, but why not? So I have this is the sapelo onion starts, and I'm just going to, all of these are not going to be set out here. I believe the sapelo is a Granex type. I have to look back at my notes to see, but it will need some space to grow well. So I'll probably be able to get about 6 to 8 of these in here. And this will serve a dual purpose. It will help, again, to protect our brassicas from pests, but it also helps me utilize the space and the fertilizer that's in the soil, the amendments, and the soil itself. So I'm going to get these planted. Now, when it comes to planting your onions, you just want to make sure you plant usually right up until the white is covered. And there's not much on these, so I'm not going to be planting them very deep. But they also have a nice root system Onions are very forgiving, so separating these and toying with them, we should not have much of a problem. Also, because of the fertilizer that's been done here, this is going to be a good spot for the onions to grow as well. Okay, so we got, I think it was 11 onions in amidst the 3 purple cauliflower. And now I'm going to mix up our fish emulsion to fertilize this entire bed. And then we'll just put the leaf mulch on this remaining section right here. So that was quite tedious, getting the leaf mulch in on top of the small onion seedlings and then uncovering them, fishing them out. But it's worth it because that will help suppress weeds and keep moisture in and also feed. So we are done. We've got our first cauliflower of the season and first onions of the season planted. I am so excited. Stay tuned for the progress, as we're going to plant in multiple locations in different conditions, and we're just ultimately, by the end of the season next year, we'll be able to determine, what really worked best for the onions, for the cauliflower, and also our broccoli. We're going to be doing the same way. Stay tuned.